Tantor Audio, a division of Recorded Books, presents Playing with Her by Tory Baker. Narrated by Connor Brown and Veronica Fox. Prologue. Boston. 1 month earlier. Christ. Leaving the woman beneath me in the morning is going to be fucking hard. But my brothers at Four Brothers summoned me back as an emergency, and I have no choice but to go. Pushing it off by even a day is stretching it. Parker, Ezra, and Theo may not be family by blood. They're still more than I've ever had before. But none of them knows I've fallen fast and hard. Being with Amelie is as easy as breathing. Fuck, I need more. Need to get deeper, closer, I groan. Amelie's head is tipped back, her eyes are closed, and piles of her auburn hair are spread out on the mattress. The view she's giving me, son of a bitch. Spectacular is the only way to put it. Soft, fair skin flushed from the impending orgasm, slowly trying to consume both of us. That high she was so close to achieving ebbs as I move her legs from being wrapped around my lower back. Now, one is on top of my shoulder, giving me the room I need, wanting to bottom out inside the woman who's making me feel things I've never felt before. Damn it, Boston? I was almost there. There's fire in her tone, rich, intense, and her green eyes with flecks of gold surrounding them pop open. She's pissed at me, and for good reason. She'll get hers soon, only this time it'll be more intense for the both of us. I don't think you're too put out, are you? I dip my body lower, my tongue sliding around her nipple, and feel the dig of her fingertips pressing into my scalp, pulling me closer. The grumble of annoyance she lets out has me suppressing a smile. Amelie wants what she wants, when she wants it. This being our last night for who knows how long, I'm going to make it last. Please don't tease me. She uses her foot, planting it on the mattress, lifting her hips up to match each one of my thrusts. Each time I pull out, the ripple of her cunt has my own body locking up. All that velvet heat wrapped around my dick. I'm giving in to what she wants, not because I'm a pushover. Oh no, I want the same thing she does. Amelie loves nothing more than to have my lips wrapped around her nipples, pulling the distended tip into my mouth. I swear she can come from my mouth alone, and not with me between her spread legs. Nipple play alone does it for her. The way she arches her back, offering me more of her body, it's only fair that I reward us both. I suck deeply, tongue pushing her nipple to the roof of my mouth while keeping up a steady rhythm of my hips rocking in and out of her, not as hard as before, albeit deeper, hitting her cervix. I wish like hell I'd had the forethought to do away with condoms. Though it would have me coming before her, so maybe it's a good thing after all. You like that, beautiful? Fuck yeah, you do. You're taking my cock perfectly, Amelie. Christ, you're going to make me come before I'm ready. I pull away from her nipple, hand wrapping around the back of her neck, holding her, eyes locked on one another, even though I won't have them for long. Amelie can't keep her eyes open while coming. We've tried. Fuck. Have we ever? It doesn't matter that I'll stop mid-orgasm in order for her to open her eyes, desperately wanting her to see the rawness before she takes me with her. Boston! I swivel my hips on one powerful thrust inside her. My pubic bone hits her clit. There's no way I'm going to take my hand away from the back of her neck or from holding her leg hostage over my shoulder. My fingertips tighten against her creamy thigh, leaving a whole different impression besides wearing both of us out after this third and final round tonight. Come on, my cock, beautiful. Squeeze the cum out of me. That's what you want, isn't it? She nods rapidly, her wetness gliding a path. Fuck. I love how she gets off, with my fingers, my mouth, or my cock. It's a damn vision, a work of art, and it's all mine. Oh, God. Yes, yes, yes. The tight clamp her pussy has on my cock triggers my own orgasm. I thrust my hips through hers while I reach my own, hands tingling, swallowing down the groan, and keep my eyes locked on Amelie's pretty face. Her eyes slammed shut, lips pursed, high cheekbones colored with lust. I didn't move my gaze from where it's locked the entire time. There's no way I'm going to be able to move after this. Amelie's body has to be as tired as my own. It's been a marathon of sex. I told her the news yesterday of my impending trip back home and was unable to give her an answer of when I'd be coming back, only that I'd be here as soon as I could. A few words were threatening to come out, but it wouldn't be fair. Not to her or to myself. She may not know it yet, and I'll tell her the truth one day, but I'm protecting her, leaving to put out a fire. If not for the screw-up I call a father, she'd be boarding my private jet right along with me. Amelie's limbs fall from their perches, no longer on my body, and fuck if I don't like it. No longer is one hand at the back of my head, holding me so we're looking at one another, and the other, which was fisting the sheets beneath her, is now unclenched. I'm already missing the warmth. I allow my body to drop onto hers, giving Amelie more of my weight. My cock isn't settling down, even after our third time tonight. Her 5 orgasms to my 3. Leaving her sated and sore was all part of my master plan. I can hear the thoughts running through your mind. If it hasn't shut down, and you're too busy thinking, that means I didn't fuck you well enough. Her arms loop around my shoulders. Glad I'm not the only one struggling here. I really should get rid of this condom. Maybe catch an hour or two of shut-eye before it's time for me to head to the airport. Tell that to my poor used and abused pussy. A laugh escapes me. Unfortunately, my cock loses her body as she joins in. Damn it all to hell. I wanted a few more minutes with her snug around me. She wasn't complaining a few minutes ago. Her gaze is hooded. I press my lips along her forehead. A slight sheen of sweat coats both of our bodies, and when I lick my lips, another taste of her comes right with it. Let me take care of the condom. Be right back. She unwraps her body from mine. I watch my no longer hard cock, wetness clinging to the condom. A few things will be changing when I'm back in New Orleans, and Amelie knows I'm returning. All right, she responds once I'm out of the bed, situating herself beneath the covers, eyes already closing, sleep consuming her body. I head to the bathroom, keeping the light off, to take care of the condom and wash my hands, then heading back to Amelie. She's tucked into herself, hands beneath her head. Sliding in beside her would be so easy. Falling asleep with her wrapped around me would be even better. Sadly, the sun is rising all too fucking fast, meaning I've got to get my clothes on, head to the airport, and put fires out that I didn't start in the first place. The only consolation in this dynamic is I'll be coming back. I'm not playing with her. I'm playing for fucking keeps. Amelie will be in my life. Forever. Even if that means leaving now to protect her from the people who share my blood. See you soon, beautiful. The sun is slowly creeping up along the horizon. Neither of us took the time to close the shutters, so the orange, pink, and purple hues cast the light throughout the room. Amelie sleeps through the entire process of my redressing and kissing her lips softly. A good thing, too, because I'm not sure I could handle saying goodbye.
Chapter 1. Amelie. This is what I get for allowing myself to get lost in the heat of the moment. I did what no girl or woman should do. I allowed myself to have scorching hot sex with a man while catching every feeling there is to mankind as well. Why? He was gorgeous, gave me his full attention, his eyes spoke of an untold story, and the way he carried himself was confident in every facet you could imagine, especially in bed. I'd like to say I was using him as a distraction to get away from my parents and their incessant arguing. Obviously, it didn't work out that way. I'm 34 years old and still in the middle of their crap. Don't get me wrong, I love my mom. She's the peanut butter to my jelly sandwich that holds me together. Sweet, kind, nurturing, always positive when the world is trying to steal her sunshine. My dad, on the other hand, well, yeah, that's an entirely different story. It's hard to love your father when he doesn't reciprocate or show the supposed love he claims to have for me. The problem is, I'm stuck between a rock and a hard spot, my parents' divorce unincluded. You see, it always comes down to meeting a man. At least that's usually how the story goes. This one isn't a New Orleans native, here on business, and is the epitome of tall, dark, and handsome. I thought it was going to be a fling. One night to let loose. Boy, was I wrong. One night turned into two, and so on and so forth. Each time he was here on business, we'd end up in bed together. There was no worrying about if my father is going to yell at my mother in that menacing tone of his, if he'll tell me I'm wasting my time and should quit working at the LeBlanc Inn, which has been in my mother's family for generations, only to work for him. Yeah, okay, no thanks. Needless to say, he can fall into one of the many holes along Bourbon Street for all I care. It's him who's the problem. Mom was never good enough in his eyes, and I'm the spitting image of my mother. Our looks, the way we talk, the way we act, we're an exact mirror replica of one another, which pisses him off further, making him loathe me entirely. I was never the boy he hoped and wished for, and I'm their only child, a product of his own issue with a low sperm count. Karma really is a bitch. Works in all the right favors, allowing Mom to really dodge a bullet in that arena. I roll out of bed and head to the bathroom, taking care of an errand that, while necessary, doesn't help calm the nerves swirling in my stomach. Once I'm finished, I walk through my room in the 3-story hotel, my own private quarters away from the guests on the top floor. Perks of being the manager of the inn. So what if I have to traipse up and down the stairs several times a day? It's great exercise. Plus, it means even less time of having to deal with my father, who, without a doubt, is trying to badger Mom into giving up the inn through the divorce proceedings she finally asked for. I'm not sure what tipped her over the edge, nor am I going to ask. I'm only glad it's finally happening. As for the inn, well, fortunately, my great-grandparents had a stipulation in their will and how the inn gets left behind. It went to my grandparents and then my mother. Should something happen to her, it would go to me. Although, judging by the way dear old Dad is going about things and the way he attempts to manipulate the situation, it could backfire on us. I'll be rooting for my mother. No way will I allow her to go down without swinging a few punches if it means she can keep what's rightfully hers. I take a deep breath. The piece of plastic digs in the palm of my hand, but I refuse to look down at the response as I continue my path from the bathroom. The inn is historic in all the preservation we could afford after a long history of hurricanes, tornadoes, and everything else along the way. Hours upon hours, Mom, I, and a few other employees helped breathe life back into what my family loved as much as my mother and I have. The wood floors creak when you walk across them, sanded and refinished to a gleaming dark stain matching the trim around the whole room. The walls are painted in a muted white beige tone. There are wood tray ceilings and plantation shutters on the door that leads to the small balcony, the windows sporting the same treatment. A plus when you're working the front desk well into the early hours of the morning, checking in out-of-towners, taking care of rooms should the guests need towels, soap, or helping them out when they're locked out after a long night out partying. I pull open the doors, ready to watch the sun rise over the water. The partial view still steadies my racing heart. No matter the complication in my life, I only hope it will do the same today. I'm still in my night clothes, an oversized shirt and sweatpants that have seen better days, hair in a bun on top of my head secured with a jaw clip. There's no coffee in my hand like usual, and my phone is charging on top of the nightstand. There's no way I could answer if my mom or best friend called. The sleep I hoped would come last night never did. Nope. Instead, I tossed and turned, got up a million times praying to the period gods that mine would magically arrive. It didn't. Like I was 99% sure it wouldn't, causing me to do the one thing I wasn't prepared for even if I am well over the age of 30. It's not like I'm married, in a committed relationship, or, actually knew more about Boston than the fact he was from New York, was here on business, and the days were hot, the nights hotter, and the orgasms were fucking phenomenal. Okay, fine. I know more than that, but it's beside the point. There were no promises made. One night a month ago, he left to head back to New York. I was fast asleep, and when I woke up, there was no sign of him except a discarded handkerchief. We'll come back to that. I'm still scared to admit that I keep it in my nightstand drawer and look at it every night before I go to bed. We exchanged numbers. He didn't use mine first, so being the stubborn woman I am, I didn't use his either. The only problem I have is how good it was between us. Too good. And apparently, condoms be damned. The plastic test in my hand is cutting into my palm. I reluctantly look down. It's been well past the time the instructions said to wait. The positive line is all I need to know. I'm pregnant.
Chapter 2. Boston. I should have kept my driver until Boudreaux meets up with me. I tell the quiet street. Taking the company jet early this morning is wreaking havoc on my sleep schedule. My phone vibrates in my pocket. I ignore the call. I'd rather walk around the perimeter of the building one last time instead of answering my phone. Beyond the wrought iron gate, there seems to be enough space for 2 cars, meaning the rest of the employees will have to fight with street parking or deal with a parking garage. I'll have to figure out if a monthly allotment will be necessary for each employee or not. This new venture is my baby, a new extension of 4 brothers, which means I'll keep being on the front line, assume what needs to be done, take it back to Parker, Ezra, and Theo, and we'll agree or not, then go from there. I pull my phone out of my pocket and dial my driver, ignoring the missed calls from my father, mother, and Parker. It's too fucking early, and I don't have enough caffeine in my body. Noticing the time, I grimace because I've rearranged my schedule, only for Boudreaux to be a damn no-show. If I lose this damn place, I'm going to be pissed as hell, and while I may not be well known in this area of the world, that doesn't mean I'll let shit lay where it lands. Being told this deal was locked and loaded, only for it not to be, means heads are going to fucking roll. Mr. Westcott, how may I help you? Scott, the hired driver I acquired while I was down here the last time, asks. Using him again was a no-brainer. Him answering on the first ring solidifies that I chose the right company. At least one thing is going right today. Can you please pick me up at the location you dropped me off? From there, we'll be going to La Banque Inn, I tell Scott. Of course. I'll be there in less than 5 minutes. I hang up, thumb through my texts until I get to our group chat. Me. The purchase may fall through. I'll catch you up as soon as I make it to the inn. Since Parker called only minutes ago, it's no surprise he's the first one to respond. Parker. Fucking sucks. You need Sly? Theo. The fuck? You're suddenly ready to up and move to New Orleans and can't close a deal? I laugh. This motherfucker is lucky he's like a brother to me. The house I've purchased is currently being rented back to the owners until the end of next week. And this deal, well, it should have been closed by the end of this week. Me. Your mom wasn't saying that last night. Theo. Eat a bag of dicks. Ezra. The fuck? It's too damn early for this shit. Call if you need something. It's the least I can do. Parker. I'm out. Call later. Me. Give me a couple of hours. We'll do a conference call. I pocket my phone when I hear footsteps approach and figure it's Boudreaux. But when I look up, it's the last person I expected to see. The woman I left in her bed last month. Soft, sweet, and sated. That's not the case now. Nope. She's walking toward me with fire in her eyes, and it's zeroed in on me.
Chapter 3. Amelie. After the shock of my life, I got my shit together. Nothing like needing to pull your big girl panties up, get dressed, put on makeup to hide the inner turmoil that hovers on the edge of a hot pot of water ready to boil over, only it's inside of you. Sadly, this time, it's not from partying with my best friend Eden. The hurricanes we consumed months and months ago are not threatening to come up. Oh no, it's having to explain to my mom, and eventually Boston, that there's a proverbial bun in my oven. I was in for the second shock of my life when I walked downstairs to the argument of all arguments. So loud that I'm sure our guests could hear it, but I wasn't about to break it apart. My mother was losing her shit, rightfully so. My great-grandparents owned more than LeBlanc Inn. We own another building, this one along the riverfront, sitting empty for the time being. Since there's a divorce in the works, my mother's attorney suggested to leave it alone, because starting another venture capital would be stupid and might open her up to a fine-tooth comb to be raked across the coals, like paying him more money when he has plenty of his own. How could you? I yell as I walk up to Boston, for so many reasons I can't even begin to get them all out. Never in all my years did I think I'd come face to face with the father of my child who's turning out to be a snake in the grass. How I'm able to compose myself is beyond me. I'm the type of person who, when I get mad, I become emotional. Tears do not threaten to come. They roll down my cheeks without my permission. I'm not a baddie with an addy, meaning my badass persona is not there. And neither is my attitude. Sure, I've got the red hair to prove I've got a temper, but other than that, I'm a pile of waterworks when I'm riled up. My father should be selling his own building. He owns it free and clear, but didn't take care of it through the years, leaving it riddled in shambles, so it's less habitable than the one Boston is currently standing in front of, which means it's less profitable. If you guessed my father was a greedy money sucker, you'd be right. How could you? I shout again when I'm closer, my voice carrying along the street, the water only echoing it more. I'm about over today and all these unwanted emotions swirling inside of me. The father of my child, who impregnated me unknowingly. Or did he? No way. He couldn't be capable of stealthing me, right? Why would he purposely poke holes through a condom? You only hear about that stuff on social media. At least, that's where I've heard it. The plethora of questions are now making me second-guess every single thing. I mean, if he's so willing to purchase a piece of property from my father, then I suppose there's a possibility he'd be capable of anything. Hello to you too, Amelie. Boston responds, standing there with his hands in his pockets, looking like the perfect gentleman in what I'm sure is his $5,000 suit, his dark hair clipped short on the sides as well as the top. The beard along his jaw has my thighs clenching, which is no easy feat when I'm steadily marching toward him, ready to smack the smugness off his handsome face. His obsidian blue eyes twinkle, making me recall the last time we slept together. Not that much sleeping actually happened. Boston was leaving, unsure of the next time he'd be back down here, but he was adamant he'd be back. I began to lose faith after 2 weeks. We had a marathon of sex, him powering into me from behind, hand wrapped around my throat, the other gripping my hips so tightly I was left with marks the next day. That was only the first round. The second time was just as hurried and frenzied. Me riding him, his fingers working my nipples, my thighs aching so badly I was tempted to ask him to take over, but there was no way I could have or would have. Instead, I rode him hard, bouncing on Boston's thick cock. No wonder I'm pregnant. The man is impressive in the length department. I swear he hit my cervix a few times. The third time is one that will last in my memory for a lifetime. We held each other's eyes for the majority of the time, and it seemed he needed to be as close as possible, sitting inside me well after we orgasmed together. I stomp out the memories. I'm too upset for more than one reason. Don't you hello Amelie me. I know what you're doing here. How could you get Amelie Boudreaux in bed, mess with her head, then go straight to my asshole father? I get closer, my pointer finger hitting him right in the chest as I lay into him. My radar on picking a good man is obviously off. Unlike Eden, who is now completely and totally head over heels in love with her judge. Sadly, it doesn't look like the man in front of me will ever be that for me. It's not like he gave me the slightest clue that he was Mr. Forever, more like Mr. Right Now. What the fuck are you talking about? I take a step back at his question and see the flare of anger in his eyes. Me backing up is what's making him upset, unlike me raising my voice. What do you mean, what am I talking about? Boston, who can't so much as use a phone to text and say, hey, I'm going to buy your mother's building from underneath her, that's what I'm talking about. Shit, I did not want to show my cards. A poker player, I am not. I could have used the phone as well. Him leaving without so much as a goodbye made me lock my cell each time I hovered my thumb over his name. You're going to have to clue me in, Amelie. I've got no damn idea what you're talking about. He closes in on me, is moving closer. I have to take 2 steps for every one of his. The only scents around us are that of the river and the unique scent of the domineering man in front of me. My back meets the brick wall of my great-grandparents' building. The heat coming from both the building and Boston does little to calm my rapidly beating heart. My father, the asshole you're supposed to meet to buy this building? Ring any bells? It's not like there are a lot of people with the last name Boudreaux running around in New Orleans. My father is the last in the line to carry the family name. Good freaking riddance. If there were a picture under the term narcissist in the dictionary, you'd find Noah Boudreaux III. The man will tear you down, not with his fists. That would mean he'd have blood on his hands. And he would never. Dear old dad likes to use his words, ruining your confidence with one biting sentence at a time. Amelie. My name coming from his lips is harsh. Unlike the times he'd say it when he was buried deep inside me, a long guttural groan. Still not ringing any bells. Beautiful. The last time I came down here, this place was listed for sale through an MLS, not some damn website. I emailed the listing agent, clearly having no idea you were tied to it in any way. I've got no clue what you're trying to pin on me. I'd suggest you take a breath, gather your shit, and come at me with a clear fucking head. This is where I'm going to blame my pregnancy hormones. Who cares if I only found out about the impending baby an hour or so ago? When Boston's voice comes out deep and demanding, my body has no damn control over itself. Adding to the display of manliness is the way I'm caged in. His forearms are braced on the brickwork on either side of my head, and the knee he has wedged between my now spread thighs only enhances my desire for him. Even if my mind is shouting at me to run away, my traitorous body is melting for him. Boston. I try again, this time running everything through my head, dissecting what he's just told me. My head tilts back, the thud harder than I would have liked. Clearly, Boston isn't a fan of it either because he mutters, Christ, Amelie, no need to cause brain damage. I ignore him, though, and close my eyes, taking a deep breath, once again listening to Boston's voice of reason. I shouldn't feel this hit to my chest. My heart shouldn't ache. This is who Noah Boudreaux is. Yet it still surprises me. Boston, this property isn't for sale. It belongs to my mother. I'm not sure what my father thought he could get away with or how he could swindle his way by selling this out from underneath a family estate, but that's who he is. I refuse to apologize for the rage I sicked on him. It was warranted, even if I might have been in the wrong a teeny tiny bit. Yeah, well, I'm figuring that out. If I let you go, are you going to knee me in the balls? I'd like to have kids one day. That sobers me up quickly. I'm still unsure how or when I'm going to tell Boston that I'm pregnant with his child. I only know that this isn't a secret I'll keep from him. At least not for long.
Chapter 4. Boston. We're going to circle back to that. Now, you don't know me, at least who I truly am. You want to get to the heart of me? I'm all for that. New Orleans is my permanent residence as of next week. The building I was hoping to lock down was for the company my brothers and I owned together. The bomb I'm about to drop on you will tell you I'm not the scum beneath your shoe, lumping me in with the asshole you call your father.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?